If
Yo,
we
yo, yo,
must.
guys, it's the kid, 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 it's the kid. What up, what up, what up, what up, what up? We're riding, we're here, we're here, we're here, we're here, we're here. So look, man, the Premier League has restarted. But before we go into doing that, man, let's first go to Devil. So first for Devil, two questions. Why did you skip Thursday knowing what everyone wanted to ask you on Thursday, and how have you been, dear sir?
Well, you'll have to ask my boss why I skipped Thursday because I had to work late. What can I do? You know what I mean? We got to make money in this day and age. I had to work. You know, if that was the case, I wouldn't be here today, would I?
You
know
can't
what I mean?
you can't run away from it. That's what it is.
Today is so much more embarrassing than it was on Thursday.
You knew that.
So if that was the case, I wouldn't be here today.
You knew it would catch up with you in the end, so you just had to show face.
I've never hid from football banter in my life. Yeah, I was on a show with Liverpool fans in a time where Liverpool were the best team in the country. I turned up every week. Arsenal being shit for years. I'm there every week. Come on, I've never run from banter in my life.
So what about you, Nick? How has the life been treating you, dear sir?
I've been busy in your comment section, innit? Interacting with your fans.
Oh, yeah, I also wait. What I mean, that's a very familiar name that I just see sort of like seeping through here and there. So I was like, what's he doing? Just carefully meandering his way through the leaves.
It was on what day was it? It was Friday night, or was it Saturday? I can't remember now. I think it was Friday. Whichever day you did the Bruno Pogba one. It was emergency hangout, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I thought, let me just go in and see. I wasn't expecting to remain so long, but your viewers kept dragging me back in. So today I've got a lot to say because a lot was said in that hangout, and a few things need to be addressed as regards to Manchester United. So
no. As I said, look, man. Obviously, so we're on a tight schedule, so we must get in because obviously we're trying to give in time before. Because again, remember, well, you've been playing Bologna or Bolognese at 7:45, and of course 8 p.m. is the Man City Burnley game. So first up, man, let's look at thoughts on Lewandowski breaking Aubameyang's record. I think Lewandowski could hit 40 or close to 40. I think he's on 32 or 33. So
and they've got one game left.
Oh, just one.
They've got one game left. Yeah, they've only got one game left.
Okay, well, so Devil, thoughts on Lewandowski breaking Aubameyang's record? I mean, like, what does this do for the Lewandowski brand, or is it a case of like, it is what it is?
No, for him, I mean, now he's going to go down in Bundesliga folklore. Do you know what I mean? He's already gone down as one of the best strikers in Bundesliga history for what he's done at Dortmund and Bayern. But to have this accolade and this record against his name now just cements his legacy even more. For me, if I was Lewandowski, I'd be thinking, right, I've done that now. Maybe now it's time for me to go elsewhere and see what I can do. Do you know what I mean? Maybe he's looking and thinking, maybe I go to the Premier League, maybe I go Serie A, anywhere, and try and cement my legacy even further. Because what else is he going to do at Bayern? Maybe if Champions League comes around and they win that this season, maybe that is exactly what it's going to take for him to want to leave. He wins the Champions League. What else is there for him to do? And just to say, I heard a stat that, Bayern have won every single game in the Champions League this season. I didn't know that. They've won every single game. They've not dropped a point in the Champions League this season. So I think it's massive for Lewandowski and his legacy as a striker in the Bundesliga. Other than that, I can't see it meaning much else to anyone else.
Nix?
It's a brilliant record, brilliant achievement, especially considering, obviously, it's a league where a lot of the best players usually remain there. So the best German players will generally remain in the Bundesliga if they get to play for Bayern Munich. So it's a very, very top quality league where the best players are playing for the best team by miles over the last few years. So to break that record as a non-German, obviously Aubameyang had it before, it just further shows the quality. I think everyone knows the quality this season. If you didn't know before, this season, the numbers that he's putting up says it all. And I'm wondering, obviously this year has been a bit stop-start. There's no Euros as well. Is he a possible candidate for the Ballon d'Or? Like we've had.
No. I'm not. He has to be. He has to be for sure.
He has to be. Yeah.
We just won it a couple of years ago, so that already broke the monopoly or duopoly that Ronaldo and Messi were having. So I wouldn't be surprised, considering what he's been doing, and as the new season's probably going to start in September or so, October. So there's not going to be that much football played compared to what it could have been if we had a Euro. So there's less places for him to slip up, you might say. Him playing for Poland, obviously, they're not going to win they were never going to win the Euro. So it gives him more possibility, and it would be good to see again another player outside of Messi and Ronaldo. I mean, he's not the future of football, considering his age, but brilliant achievement.
So, and also another big thing that happened, and I think we now officially have ourselves a La Liga title race. So Real Madrid, they defeated Sociedad. Very, very good game. Very good game. Controversial if people want to talk about it. What is it? But so they won 2-1.
They got lucky. They got lucky.
That's what champions do.
It's what look, it was a bit lucky, but if guys don't know, I'm sure you guys don't. But if you guys don't know, so basically, them and Barcelona are both equal on 65 points. But what Spain do is they don't do goal difference. They first do head to head.
Yeah.
So Barcelona drew with Real Madrid at the new camp, and Real Madrid beat them 1-0 at the Bernabeu through Vinicius and Mariano. So if they are on equal points at the very end of the season, then Real Madrid would win by head-to-head. And I remember, I don't know when it was, I think there was a season where they both drew head-to-head, and I think they had the same exact goal difference. And I think there was a case of where they said they would then have to do like a playoff at the end of the season. But I think someone else ended up winning. But that was just coming up to the final game of the season. They were almost equal on everything. But I don't know whether someone in the live chats will actually remember that. So next then,
go on.
Who would you roll with then? In your gut feeling, both equal points, do you think Barcelona will retain it, or do you think Real Madrid will finally actually figure out how to flip and win a flipping La Liga?
How many games left?
8 games left.
8 games left. Jeez.
So I was looking at
Okay.
before the Real Madrid game. I think it was because Barca drew Sevilla last. Is that their last game?
Yeah. The last game was against Sevilla, 0-0. Yeah.
Sevilla game. I was looking through Barcelona's fixtures, and it looks like they've got the harder running. I can't remember exactly who in comparison to Real Madrid, but it looks like they got the harder running. And there's different issues going on with Barcelona in terms of players, their future, where I don't see the same, at least not the news anyway, when it comes to Real Madrid. A lot of the players seem a bit more sold under what Zidane is trying to do, whereas at Barcelona there's a bit of unrest. Is this person staying? Is he going? What's his future? We heard about Arthur apparently maybe involved in
Pjanic, Chris, dumb deal.
Things going on behind the scenes at Barca, plus the fixture list. If I'm correct, so who they got? Well, we can forget Villarreal, Atletico Madrid, Athletic Bilbao. Those are 3.
Vigo away is tough.
That's
not an easy game.
This is a tough game. This is a tricky game. This is a tricky game.
They've got the next 4 games are all tricky.
This is very tricky.
Yeah, all 4 there are very tricky. So I could see, well, it's Real Madrid are going to win it. They need to pull away by maybe 5 points by the end of that 4-game period. But I will put my hat on Real Madrid at this stage. Benzema's on fire.
Yeah. So what about you, Dev?
I think Madrid. I think Madrid will do it. I don't think it's going to be pretty, but I think Madrid will get over the line. I think Barcelona, obviously they've got Messi, and when you got Messi, you've got more.
Anything can happen, bro. Yeah,
you got more than a fighting chance. But the rest of them just don't seem to. It doesn't seem to click. It seems like it's Messi or nothing. And although he's done well for years and years, he's always had someone to support him in those times when he's needed it. So whether it's Suarez or it's Neymar or Iniesta or whoever, whoever it is. But at the moment, it just seems like it's him. It's just him. So with that in mind, I think Madrid, now that they've got players back from injury, I think they're a much more cohesive team. I think they will somehow, some way manage to win this league. It won't be pretty, but they'll do it.
Their squad looks a bit more full. In terms of, have they got the 5 sub rule in Spain as well?
Yeah,
I think it's worldwide.
It is because I watched the game. It is. They're the same. Yeah,
being able to bring on, I think their bench seems much more stronger. Barca dropped Griezmann, and it's Braithwaite up front. I mean,
Yeah, living the dream.
No, but
Go
also
on,
I think
Braithwaite.
also a key point about the 5 sub rule, which I obviously learned when watching the Liga game, is that it's 5 subs, but only 3 stops.
yeah.
So obviously you can't stop the game 5 times. So those 5 subs have to be made through 3 intervals and everything. So which is what
Why?
what most people
Why?
do is
What is
basically
the
bring
point in
on
that?
3 people on at the same time.
Because people will use it to waste time.
Waste time.
But they do that with 3 subs anyway.
Yeah, but you'll bring on the 3, and then in the 85th minute, you'll bring on another, and then the 92nd.
Yeah, no. Basically, if you do 5
but they
subs,
do
that
that, but
will
listen,
slow.
they-
Basically, you could easily use that to your tactic. Because
But they do that
so
with
basically,
3 subs
basically, let's say
anyway.
I'm losing or winning, and a team has momentum. 4 or 5 times, I can just slow things down and take away that momentum 5 times, and it will just it will mess up the
Well,
flow of the
thing
game.
is,
No, but they do that with 3 subs anyway.
I hear that, but the point is they're bringing in the 5 subs or the 4
Yeah.
sub for fatigue purposes.
Hmm.
So they're saying, well, we know you're going to manipulate anyway, but the extra ones we're giving you are not going to be used for that. They are purely for. So if you want to still waste time, then cool, bring on 3 subs in the 90th minute. That's your wasting time. But we're not going to allow you to abuse the additional benefit by even further. So I think it's fair enough. If you make it half time, then that doesn't count towards the 3. So you can make 1 in the first half, for example, if you're injured. You can make a sub at half time, and then you still have 2 to make in
2 more,
more stoppages in the second half.
Unless you're Mourinho, who made 2 subs.
Yeah.
That guy's different, bro.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's just get down to the main brass tacks, man. So,
Capo,
yo,
have you ever had this before?
No, I was about to say, wait, what the heck is Power Malt? And is this an affiliate of Super Malt?
Well, it's a malt. I don't know if it's from Denmark.
It's Denmark.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. All right.
It's nice. Trust me.
If it's not from the motherland, then I question its authenticity.
It goes through all these different imports, and it probably goes through about 3 countries before it gets here. But anyway, continue.
All right. So, top 4, man. The Premier League has returned. The Premier League has definitely returned, and I think the top 4 race has gotten very interesting. And I think we can make, because so before, when we were discussing the top 4 race, we included Arsenal. I think we can take Arsenal out of the conversation right now, because for me, I said, you know what, let's not sleep on Arsenal, because Arsenal could do something. But I think as of right now, I think the fair thing to do is I think they're officially out of it. So,
we might not be in the top
I'm also going to give a shout out. I'm also going to give a shout out to Devil, because I said that Leicester City are good. They're good, but I think Leicester City, based on that loss and Chelsea's win and United's draw, they have now been dragged. They've now been dragged into the mire of the top 4. So this is what it looks like. I mean, we can pretty much forget those dudes. So 8 games total to go. So 54 points Leicester, 51 Chelsea, United and Wolves both on 46, Sheffield United 7th with 44, Tottenham 42, Palace 42, then Arsenal all the way in 40. So let's just look at the games before we really talk about the whole top 4 things. So first of all, let's look at Spurs against Man United. So I'll come first to Devil then. So do you think it's a case of where Mourinho's tactics were right and he just got screwed over by Pogba's skill and Dyer being a brick? Or do you think that he should have maybe been a bit more attacking to really go and be more forceful in getting the second goal and not allowing United to really come back into it?
Yeah, firstly, let me just say I haven't seen the game. So I can't really talk on his tactics. I know, judging by Twitter, Pogba came on and changed the game. A lot of people were saying that, not just his fans. A lot of people who aren't Pogba fans were saying that Pogba came on and changed the game. I think from the result and what it means going forward in the season, I think Tottenham really should have gone to win that game. They had to win that game. To have any real hope of making up ground on Chelsea, United, Leicester, they had to win that game. And by not doing so, it's a massive blow. I think Man United will be happier than Spurs with the point, even though Man United could have done with the 3 points. But tough game away to Spurs, crowd or no crowd, is still a tough game. So United going back with the point would be much, much happier than Spurs. I think Spurs blew it. Game like that, you have to go for it, because you haven't got many games left. You're not going to be making up ground elsewhere. This is a direct rival. You take the 3 points off them. You're taking points out of their pocket. For them not to go for it is silly, in my opinion. As I said before, they only made the 2 subs. I don't know what that's about. Maybe he doesn't trust these players, but you got 5 subs you can make. 5.
Leave.
You just come back
look,
from you
leave
just
Uncle
come back
Mo
from
alone, man.
coronavirus.
Leave Uncle Mo alone.
You
Man.
just players aren't fit. You've got to use your substitutions, man. You've got to. It doesn't make any sense. When I saw that, I was laughing on my little toilet break at work. I was like, look, too quick. I was like, 2 subs. I was like, what? 2 subs? To get back to work. But yeah, that's madness. That's madness.
Neeks?
All right, have hope. I'm gonna have to. I know we ain't got much time, so I prefer if you didn't interrupt me at all.
Don't take 100 years. Remember, we don't have much time. Don't take 3,000 years, please.
It's going already. I said, let me get off because we ain't got much time, so please don't interrupt me. You're only gonna make it longer. I said I got some things to talk about, and I have to. As I said, I was in your comments on the Saturday night, and you had a guy on the show called something about eye test over stats or some nonsense like that. I mean, first and foremost, as a proud member of Specsavers, I think he really needs to go and get his eyes tested first and foremost. Starting from the back, I need to talk about Man United because I feel that there's a lot of Man United fans out there who I don't know if they want to make a name for themselves or they're just intent on maybe because they're going to get criticized by other fans because we've been so bad for so long. They'll quickly criticize Man United instead, so they can say, well, you can't have anything on me because I'm going to do it myself. There was a lot of stuff that he said in that hangout, which was complete nonsense. One being, I mean, he said Pogba and Wan-Bissaka were only world-class players. I mean, Wan-Bissaka is not world-class yet. But anyway, starting from the back, we need to talk about the players. David De Gea gets a lot of criticism, and rightly so. David De Gea was the best goalkeeper in the world in 2018. Brilliant season under Jose in that year. He went to the World Cup, had a terrible World Cup. His confidence has been shot ever since then. Had a terrible season last year. This season is slightly better than last season, but nowhere near as good as it needs to be. However, David De Gea is still the second best keeper in the league behind Alisson, and he's still top 5 keepers in the world. That's the first thing. Aaron Wan-Bissaka is the best defensive right back in the world. Bar none. I don't care what anyone says, best defensive right back in the world. But he's not the best right back in the world because in the modern day football, you need to be able to attack as well. And he was improving on that before the lockdown. First game back, he didn't have a great game, but he was improving on that. So I think he can go forward and improve. Harry Maguire. Yes, Harry Maguire costs 80 million. Harry Maguire is not the best centre-back in the world. Doesn't mean Harry Maguire is not a good centre-back because he is a good centre-back. He has his deficiencies. One being his pace. We saw the way that Bergwijn burst past him. But my solution for that will be to have the correct centre-back pairing. We watched Liverpool versus Everton yesterday, and when Lovren comes on the pitch, he makes the whole Liverpool defence look terrible. This is the best defence in England, one of the best in world football right now, if not the best. But he makes them look terrible because he's that bad. The partnership of Lindelof and Maguire is not good because neither of them have the pace that you need. Whereas if you have someone like a Bailly next to a Maguire, both of them will look better, like we did against Chelsea when we beat them 2-0 just before the lockdown. Shaw, left back, needs to be replaced. Decent, but that's it. Average left back. He mentioned that Pogba is our only world-class player. And I'm not going to argue with that because world-class is a very high bar. But when you're doing this back and forth between Pogba and Bruno and basically trying to create and it's not just him to be fair, but an infight within the camp. Bruno comes in, this is what Pogba should be doing. Pogba comes back, Bruno can't chat to him. How about we enjoy both? How about can I be happy? Can I be happy that we got both Bruno and Pogba? No, we're not going to go and win the Champions League. I mean, we're not even in it this season, and we're not even in the position at the moment. But can I enjoy 2 players at my club? I don't know how long Pogba's going to be here. But what I do know is that since Bruno's come to Manchester United, he has improved us no end. We're on 12 matches unbeaten, winning 9, drawing 2. Could be 9-3 after the Tottenham game. Bruno has got 6 man of matches in a row in Premier League. Pogba comes on and changed the game. We saw soon as they came on, the link up that actually created a chance that Martial should have put into the back of the net. The midfield, it needs to be worked on. Fred, McTominay, Matic, I mean, they're decent players. They have some strengths, weaknesses. They've got there's some glaring weaknesses that need to be worked on. Maybe we can improve that in the summer. Now, can I get back on this? Thank you. The front three, and this one that pains me because Marcus Rashford, 22 years old, having his best season, was having a brilliant season up until the injury. But all detractors, whether they're Man United fans or not, like to speak about is, but how many were penalties? How many were penalties? Well, as I've said in the past, of all the penalties that he scored, he won all but one of them. So if he didn't pick the ball up and score himself, he still affected the goal. The point is, whether he scores a penalty or not, Marcus Rashford is having a brilliant season. And just because he wasn't up to fitness, up to sharpness after how long out against Spurs, what does that mean? But people are so quick to come and trash a player because it fits their agenda. And what is that agenda? The agenda is Ollie out. The agenda is Ollie out. So therefore, anything that happens on the football field, anything negative, you're blaming Ollie. You're blaming Ollie, but then you say your players are crap. Make your mind up. If the players are crap, then it can't be Solskjaer's fault. But if it's Solskjaer's fault, then the players are good. But because their agenda is they're so warped in their agenda, there's no logic behind it. No rhyme or no reason. The fact is, Man United are going through a rebuild. And this rebuild should have happened on the previous managers, and it hasn't happened. Mourinho, LVG, Moyes, they have flopped. Ed Woodward, the Glazers has flopped. Solskjaer's come in, and no, he's not the best manager in the world. Of course he's not. He's got nothing to prove that he is. There's plenty better managers out there. Are there better managers to take Manchester United from where they are to where they need to be under the current structure? That is the question. And right now, Solskjaer's the man in the job. So as a Manchester United fan, I'm going to be backing him. So if that makes me, I don't have footballing logic or this or that, or I'm just an optimist, then so be it. But I'm going to back my club before I come and trash my club for the benefit of rival fans. It's not going to happen. As far as the game goes, we were the better side. Jose got lucky.
Yeah. Nix, that was a very passionate, very lovely, amazing, insightful thing. And Nix, all I'm going to say is this, is despite all of your passion that you put out in there, Pogba is still going to leave Man United.
Doesn't
There's
matter.
Nothing you can say.
He's there this season. That's all that matters. That's all that matters.
I know, but all I'm saying is that just know that nothing you can say will stop Pogba from leaving Man. Like that is happening. So you just need to. You just need to prepare. That's all I'm gonna say.
I take every day as it comes. I don't need to prepare for it.
Okay, so Devil, you're up. You're up now. Let me even ask a bigger question right now, a much bigger question. So Arsenal lost to Brighton 2-1. AFTV's interview with Ty, I've watched about 20 times now. It's one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life. What if you could pinpoint the issue with Arsenal? No. I know. I'm gonna take it back. I'm gonna make it more personal to you, Devil. Remember when Arteta was hired? And then, Devil, I said to you that Arteta, is this really the guy that Arsenal need? You've sacked Emery because of how badly the direction that Emery was taking to was just in a very bad direction. And to course correct that, I feel that you maybe need a more experienced dude, whether you want to say Benitez or an Allegri, just an experienced hand who is a much more of a tactician, but the key thing experience. And I was like, Arteta, a rookie, never managed a team. And then you vouched for Arteta by saying, no. Arteta works with Pep. He actually is very influential with Man City and so forth. You will back him. So seeing how things have unfolded, do you still believe that Arsenal should still back Arteta? Or have you maybe changed your view on Arteta and Arteta maybe needs to, that Arteta's not the right guy to help Arsenal going forward?
See, for me, anyone who all of a sudden goes against Arteta after this result against Brighton hasn't watched Arsenal Football Club for many years. We've had these results. We've lost embarrassingly to teams time and time again. This isn't down to Arteta. This is Arsenal Football Club. The issues at Arsenal Football Club are not due to Arteta. We were on a run before this COVID thing kicked off. We were on a run. We were playing really well. The COVID thing's come off and we haven't got out of the blocks ever since. That was due to happen to some clubs. It's happened to us. Okay, fair enough. The issues at Arsenal Football Club are above Arteta. The issues that we have that with Kia, I don't even know how to pronounce his surname, the agent who all of a sudden has massive favour at our football club and is pulling strings. That's my guy. That's my guy. The guy who brought Tevez and Mascherano to England, that dodgy geezer who has all sorts of power in our football club. Enough so that he's telling the media what's happening behind the scenes at Arsenal Football Club. You're David Luiz's agent. Who are you to tell the world what's happening in our boardroom? There are issues at the club that are massive, bigger than any player, bigger than any manager. We have issues where David Luiz was brought in as a favor by Raul. I can't pronounce his surname either.
Sanelli?
That's the one. Raul brought him in as a favor. Brought him in as a favor to Kia Neat. Brought him in as a favor. And, you know, these are the kind of things that's happening at the football club. Pablo Mari was brought in because Kia said he wanted him. We're signing players. This is why when people talk about Partey and people playing like these guys, where are you getting this from? We are signing players who are brought to us by Kia. And we're signing them because we're doing him a favor. We're trying to do the same model which Wolves are doing with George Mendes, but George Mendes actually knows what he's doing. He's bringing in players, good players, young players, who can then be sold on for much value if they wish to. We're bringing in David Luiz. Where are we selling David Luiz? Who's going to buy him? No one's going to buy him. David Luiz looks like he doesn't even want to play football no more. He didn't even want to come to Arsenal. It was a thing like, no, well, if I have to, okay, I'll go over there. He don't want to play football no more. He's given up. He's playing like he don't want to play football no more. And we're having to pay him and play him. And there's all this talk about contracts and everything like that. And he's saying, oh, maybe you shouldn't play because of your contract situation. Who are you to say that? Who are you to turn around and tell us that, oh, maybe you shouldn't pick me because my contract situation? We have got problems that go far beyond just the playing staff. But since we're there and we want to talk about the playing staff, it's evident that we have a lot of players who aren't good enough to play at the level that we want to play at. And this is my one gripe with Arteta. It's obvious players like Lacazette shouldn't be there anymore. I have nothing against Lacazette as a person, as a professional, or anything like that. He's not performing and he shouldn't be there. He should be moved on for the benefit of the squad. I don't think anyone should be playing this season who isn't going to be there next season. It makes no sense.
But I think he's doing that already because that's why Ozil's not in the team.
He is, but Ozil, again, that's politics behind the scenes. There's all sorts. You could see the board wanted to get rid of him a long time. Ozil's dug his heels in. I think Ozil is playing this petulant role of, well, you can't get rid of me.
Can you begrudge him saying no to all that money?
No, I don't think it's just the money. I think they've done things to him in the public eye that they shouldn't do to any player. So Ozil's now saying, well, boy, I'm going to dig my heels in, but I'm not going to play for you. You're not going to get rid of me, but I ain't playing for you. And I understand it to an extent because that thing about not wanting to take a wage deferral, the only person they named was Ozil. How's that work? Do you know what I mean? There's all these stories that are leaked from the club regarding Ozil. So if I was him, I'd be like, oh, you want to play games? Okay, let's play. I'll sit here and take my money, but you ain't selling me for love nor money. I'm going to sit here and take every last penny because of the way you treated me. I understand it. It's not professional, but if people want to play games, they play games. And this is the state that my club's in. And this is why I get upset. People like, oh, yeah, but Arsenal, we're going to sign this player. We're not signing nobody. We ain't got no money. We ain't got no money. We're not going to be in the Champions League.
That's the bottom line. The reality is, it's all down to, not all down. You need to have a good manager to get the best out of whatever players you have. But if your recruitment is crap, it doesn't matter who is heading the ship. Look at Liverpool. Liverpool's fortunes changed when they got good recruitment in under FSG. And when they got good players in, because even Klopp, as good as he is a manager, when the players were dead, Liverpool were struggling. As soon as they got better players and a world-class manager, now look what they're achieving. So yes, you need a quality manager, and Arteta has to prove that he's a quality manager. But if you've got dead players, what is that? You can't polish a turd.
That's it. But the thing is, what he should do, play the young players, man. I know against Man City he tried, but that's the wrong.
Why doesn't Martinelli play? What's the issue with Martinelli?
I honestly don't know what's happening with Martinelli. I don't know. It wouldn't surprise me if it comes out in a couple of weeks that there's a clause in his contract that when he hits a certain amount of games, we have to pay him extra money. Something like that. It wouldn't surprise me. because there's no reason for him not to be playing. You know, and Nketiah, you play him against Man City, that's not the right game to play him in, as far as I'm concerned. You play him against Brighton. Do you know what I mean? Like, you know, another thing about the Brighton game as well is Lewis Dunk. Now, Lewis Dunk, the Brighton centre half, is a player that we were linked with for a long time under Wenger. Wenger wanted to sign him, but they didn't do it. We didn't have the money. So we don't sign someone like Lewis Dunk, but we signed David Luiz. How does that make sense? How are you building for the future by signing a David Luiz who's towards the end of his career? Anyone you sign from a rival club is just sabotage. It happened with Silvestre, it happened with Gallas, it happened with Luiz. To an extent, it happened with Czech. Do you know what I mean? We should have signed Lewis Dunk. For me, Lewis Dunk is a defender. He might not be the prettiest defender, but he's someone you could build around, someone who loves to defend. And every time we play against Brighton, he shows us what we could have had. And he was immense again against us. And all the Arsenal fans crying about the referee not giving us decisions. And we can't keep saying that, man. We can't keep saying that. We didn't play well enough. We deserved to lose, and we lost. So what Malpai said at the end of the game, I agree with him. I don't think he said anything wrong.
Why? What did he say exactly?
Well, he said we need to learn humility. Apparently, the players were saying all this stuff during the game, and you know, obviously, he scored the winner, and we deserved what we got. We did deserve to lose. The injury that happened to Leno, although he didn't need to make the challenge, he didn't mean to injure him. It's the same thing. It's the same thing that happened with Ram. It's the same thing that happened with Ramos and Salah.
It's unfortunate, man.
Yeah, it's the same thing that happened with Ramos and Salah. It's the same thing. Ramos and Salah, same thing. He intended to foul him, because I do believe he intended to foul him, but he didn't intend to injure him.
Yeah.
So it's a foul, possibly a yellow card. That's it.
Nix, any thoughts on the Arsenal situaciones?
Devo summed it up, and the only thing I'd say is you have to give whichever manager, and Arteta's the one in place, you have to give him time. People comparing him already with Emery, it's unfair. Emery was there for a year and a half. So you saw after a year what he could or can't do. You knew previously what his limitations were at other clubs, and it wasn't like it was getting any better. You can't judge Arteta on half a season, big interruption in between as well, and say, well, this man ain't good enough for it. He might not be good enough, but what are you basing it?
All right. So again, just to remind you guys, our Patreon, man. Remember, in the description box below, join up for our Patreon. Click the link. Support the boys, support the football dugout, and also gain access to extra content from myself, Devo, and Nix. Join up, support us, support the cause, support the content by clicking the link below in the description box for our Patreon to become a patron. Chelsea Villa. So look, I'll be briefish in here. I'll be briefish in here, you know, because Nix went on his rant. Let me go on my whole mini little tirade here. Good win. I will not reiterate what I said, obviously, on my post-match thing. Chelsea are coming. And thank God for Abramovich. When you look at the stuff that's happening to Arsenal, and when you look at the decline of Man United, you have to be thankful for Bram. I call him Bram. That's how we relate to each other. And Chelsea are coming, and it's very exciting of what Chelsea could do, because I think potentially this could be a very, very, very interesting team. And I think when you look at that game against Brighton, you see the things that Chelsea need. Marcus Alonso might be one of the most useless football players on the planet. If Marcus Alonso doesn't score, he literally does not offer anything to any team. So he's marvelous, because this guy can go ahead and do. Basically, he's like the modern day. Okay, no. So basically, if he doesn't score, he's useless. If Alonso doesn't score, he's pretty much useless. But I think what you see from Chelsea is Alonso may need to go, Willian may need to go, Pedro's already out there. I think Giroud's services, cool, thank you, but I think Chelsea can do better than Giroud. And I think Lampard has to build a team that is very, very creative and imaginative. So with Werner coming in and Ziyech coming in, I think Chelsea have to be far more dynamic in how they attack. I think, yes, Chelsea won. Pulisic should have started, and you saw how Pulisic changed the game. But I think moving forward, Chelsea have to play a brand of intricate passing, attacking for ball through the center of the pitch. But also as well, which is why I say it's important for the left back, because I think Reece James is one of the best crossers of the ball at either right back or left back that there is. But I think the issue is through left back, Chelsea don't have anything. You know, like Emerson is average. Let's just be real, he's average. And Alonso is crap. The dude is flipping hot garbage crap. So this season, it is what it is. You know, it's Liverpool's season, and all that Chelsea have to do is just hopefully secure top 4. So coming to you, Devilman, do you see with Ziyech coming in, Timo Werner coming in, maybe perhaps with Sancho coming in, do you believe that next season Chelsea could really take City and Liverpool all the way, or you think that a few more years are needed? Or do you believe that Lampard is not even the right guy to lead Chelsea back to treble victory next season?
I think Chelsea will be probably the top challengers. Then I'd say outside of obviously Liverpool, Man City, I think Chelsea will be the ones in the best position to lodge a real challenge. I just obviously they got Werner, they got Ziyech, they got Pulisic, they got some really, really, really good players. I think Lampard has a clear philosophy, and I think once he gets, because remember, it takes a while to get this philosophy drilled into players. So I think once he's had a proper preseason with these players, they will be a dangerous side. And I think they need to keep Giroud around because he showed what he did. He scored against Villa, didn't he? You know, that's what he does. He might not do much, but he's always good for a goal. He'll grab you something. And his style is different to anyone else's. And he gives you. I long said when he was at Arsenal, he was sat on the bench behind Lacazette for some stupid reason. I don't understand. One goes to the World Cup, one doesn't even get on the plane, and yet you start him. Anyway.
Okay. So if it was so you would have kept Giroud at Arsenal.
Yes, I said at the time I didn't want Giroud to leave. I never wanted Giroud to leave. For me, he was the best plan B in the Premier League. There's none better. If you want to switch things up, something's not working, you put Giroud on. Giroud's hold-up play is top quality. The way he brings other players in, his first touch finishing is brilliant. Instinctively, he's brilliant. Yeah. The only problem is if you give him time to think about a finish, or if you want him to run onto a through ball and use his pace, he ain't got that. That's not his game. But put balls in the box. You know, if you put the ball up to him and let him knock it down for someone and spin off and get a return, first time shot, he's one of the best in the Premier League. But he doesn't seem to have a home. And the thing is, at Chelsea, I think he has a really good supporting cast. He could really do damage in that Chelsea team. I just don't think you can rely on him to play 90 minutes every game. But with Werner coming in and Tammy Abraham there, it's perfect. Keep him around. He's much better than Batshuayi in that situation. Batshuayi needs to build into a game. I think Giroud could just come on and just impose his will on a game. But to answer your other question about Lampard being the right manager, what has he done that's shown anyone that he isn't the right manager? I think he's come into a very difficult situation at Chelsea. They're in the top 4, which would have been his, that would have been his goal at the beginning of the season, get in the top 4. Yeah, okay, they came up against a very, very good Bayern Munich side in the Champions League. That could happen to anyone. That's happened to managers way longer into their managerial career than Lampard is. They're still in the FA Cup. What has Lampard done to not be trusted to take Chelsea forward next season?
Yeah.
Actually, wait. What do you think about, before I come to things, what do you think about this? If Giroud didn't leave, you wouldn't get Aubameyang, and Lacazette couldn't start for Chelsea. So, if let's say you had kept Giroud, would you have still gotten Aubameyang?
Yes. Yes, because we already had Aubameyang, and then we sold Giroud.
So wait. So was Giroud there with Aubameyang?
Yeah.
Was in the same window.
It was in the same window, but he came first, and then we got rid of Giroud right at the end of the window. But
no. I think that's the point that he's saying that by you letting go of Giroud, you got Aubameyang. So it's a case of like, if you had kept Giroud, would you have also gotten Aubameyang and had Aubameyang and Giroud?
I suppose in that way, the money that we got from Giroud probably, it didn't go directly to the Aubameyang thing, but it probably helped them feel a lot better about spending that money. I think the thing is the Lacazette thing, even from the beginning, when we first signed him, I was like, well, if we really wanted him, we watched him for 2 years, and then we watched him go to Atletico Madrid. So then when that transfer didn't work because of their transfer ban, then we went and got him. For me, that means you didn't really want the player. Because if you really wanted him, you would have signed him long before Atletico Madrid did. So I wasn't really sold on Lacazette. I thought he was a very good striker at Lyon. Never thought he was world class, but I thought he was very good. So when we signed him, I was a bit like, I don't know about this. Do you know what I mean? He's not top quality. Gave him a chance, but he's just not been good enough. He's not been good enough. And even he had a chance against Brighton with a header. Not the easiest of chance, but you can't generate power from the header. Why are you going across the keeper? You're not going to get the power to go across the keeper. You've got to go the side that's nearest to you, so you could try and at least angle it into the side. But he's just playing without confidence.
All right, Nix.
Yeah, I think with Chelsea, I was actually just thinking that. I think Giroud, if you had Timo Werner on the left and Ziyech and maybe Pulisic also, so maybe one in the number 10 and the other one on the right, he will be a very good person to play off in terms of, because obviously Werner's, when he's on the left, he's much more of an inside forward. He's not a winger. So having those players running beyond Giroud into goal scoring positions, Pulisic is pretty good with his movement as well. I think that could be a very good partnership. Now, I'm not necessarily saying start Giroud every game. There'll be certain games, like I think a game against Aston Villa is better for him than against someone like Man City. He's going to push up with a high line. He's not going to run in behind, and he's not going to have the ability to press in the way that, say, a Tammy Abraham would. But there's more than enough uses and more than enough oppositions and game situations where Giroud can be useful. And I think even just having his experience compared to the rest of the team, there's a lot of young players or inexperienced players who haven't, maybe gone to a World Cup or, of course, won a World Cup in his case, that Giroud can learn off. And it takes the pressure off a Tammy Abraham. Now, that's why I didn't know why Giroud wasn't playing much more early on. It felt like Lampard was trying to get rid of him. And Giroud was nowhere to be seen. And he's had to fight his way back into contention and said, no, I'm much better than Batshuayi. I'm even maybe better than Tammy, but I need to be given my chance. And he's done that. Chelsea, yeah, the way they're playing, as Devon said, there's nothing to say Lampard isn't doing a good job with the tools that he's been given. Yes, there's things that he could have done better, or et cetera, et cetera. But, that goes for most managers. With the players that he's currently got and how they're playing, and with Ziyech and Werner coming in, as a Chelsea fan, I would be excited. Of course, there's other positions you want to fill in, maybe in defense, left back, etc. But I think it's looking good. Now, if you can get a centre back more ahead of a left back, because if push comes to shove, you can put Aspilicueta on the left and Reece James on the right, if push comes to shove. But I think a centre back, a world-class centre back, with the other players you got, could take Chelsea into challenging for Premier League.
Okay. So, guys, send in your questions right now. Remember to like the video, so we'll do maybe 10 minutes of answering your questions. So, guys, send in your questions. Can I
just say quickly? At the beginning of the show, we said that Arsenal out of the top 4 race.
Mm-hmm.
I think Spurs are out of it as well. They're 9 points behind Chelsea. They're not catching Chelsea.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They needed to beat Man United. They needed to win that game. So it doesn't make sense.
Sheffield United are not catching Chelsea.
No, wait. But if this ban is upheld, which it is, their opinion, but if this Man City ban is upheld, then 5th
Fair enough.
is up for it.
Fair enough.
Well, then if Tottenham are in it, we're in it.
6 points?
4 points, 6 points. It's two games.
But it's true. But the way that Arsenal have been playing, it's as if like I can still see them dropping more points. Wait, what do Arsenal have?
Yeah, but Tottenham's form in the 2020 has been terrible. We're going to lose that one to Southampton because we always struggle at St. Mary's.
Sheffield United away.
Always, yeah. All right, yeah, we're out.
Sheffield
United. We're out of it. We're out.
So yeah.
You got Wolves, Leicester. Keep going.
We got
Spurs,
Spurs away.
Liverpool.
Liverpool ain't got nothing to play for at that
Keep
time.
going. Okay, Villa and Watford.
Yeah.
You
No, you know
must
what?
win.
We will lose. We will lose to Southampton. I'm telling you that now. We never. I've been down there twice. 2 years running. I went down there and we didn't pick up no points. Oh no, sorry, we got a draw. We got one draw.
Can I see Spurs' fixtures? Because can I see Spurs'? I don't think they're in there. Let's see. West Ham, Sheffield,
United away. Bournemouth. Yeah, they're dead food. Newcastle are playing decent actually.
Mhm.
Yeah, Palace away is always tough.
See, but I don't think they're gonna. There was nothing. Obviously, they had injuries before, but there was nothing before the break that said Spurs are gonna go on a run. And based on the one game, I can't say they're playing a certain way. Like Mourinho has already come out, and you mentioned why did he not make certain amount of subs? From what I'm hearing, he trashed his players in the media like he always does. He goes, "There's no one on the bench for me to change the game." He's got Ndombele on the bench. Their records.
Why didn't he just pick 2 subs then from the beginning? Why did he even have 8 subs, whatever it is, 7 subs? Why don't he just pick 2?
Okay, so let's answer a few quiz and get out of here.
When he came out,
Why did Liverpool look so terrible versus Everton?
To be fair, they've had those performances quite a few times this season. Even last season, was it last season where Origi scored that last minute that Pickford tried to, I don't know what he was trying to do. Pickford punched the ball back. They were crap in that game. In quite a few of the Merseyside derbies, which is a dead derby, by the way, so bad. It's always boring.
They haven't beaten those guys in like 3,000 years.
Yeah, it's such a dead derby. They try and build it up. It's so rubbish. Everton never win that game.
It's a friendly derby, isn't it? Because you can have. I've got family in Liverpool, and the brother supports Liverpool. Liverpool. No, Everton, and the supports Liverpool. It's normal. So it's not a fierce rivalry. It's based on location, but it's always. It's never not never, but it's often not an easy game for Liverpool. First game back as well. No fans. There's nothing. They don't have to win. There's nothing to play for. There's really nothing to play for. And Everton are just happy that Liverpool ain't gonna win it at their ground.
Their ground, yeah.
Yeah, no, because if Liverpool had beaten Everton last season, they would have won it last season. But Everton made sure that let's just do whatever we can. And I think it was 0-0 last season when they played them in the run-up. What do you think of Arthur going to Juve? So have you heard of this swap?
Yeah, I saw something.
Stupid. Like Barcelona are really stupid. It makes
I think sometimes the Barcelona, the people who run their transfers are just trying to test Messi to see how good he is. They're like, you know what? Let's take away this piece. Let's see how good you are now. All right, let's take away this person. Let's see how good you are now. That's the only thing I can think that actually makes sense because their transfers are wild. Their transfers are just crazy. I don't get it.
So what are your Nick's thoughts on Arthur to Juve?
I mean, why? Why? Arthur is one of the few very good players in the squad. I don't know why they're gonna take a risk that Pjanic, because it's a swap deal, isn't it? That we're talking about. Why they're gonna take a risk and think Pjanic is gonna somehow transform them? I think they've got probably a bigger fish to fry rather than trying to swap out Arthur. Spend some money in the right places and strengthen the team.
So this, Nick, do you think even though Sancho is a good player, did you want a left-footed winger like Salah, Ziyech, or Bernardo Silva to bring more balance?
No.
This was for United though.
Because Rashford is playing on the left as an inside forward, so he's kind of cutting in on that side. You need to try and keep some width. For me, I would like to see. And Sancho, even though he's a traditional winger, he will go past his. Not traditional winger, but he will go past his man on the outside. His goals his goal record shows that he's also a threat. So we don't need him necessarily to cut inside, especially if we got Bruno playing just behind the striker. It can become very congested. So I want my wingers and the fullback to keep the width, to allow Bruno and maybe next season, hopefully Pogba as well, to be able to do their magic in the middle of the field.
All right. Devo, what do you think of? I think it's obviously Justin Kluivert going to answer for a shot.
I hope so.
Wait. So Mkhitaryan is still at Arsenal?
Yeah. He's on loan at Roma. He's on loan at Roma.
So
yeah, I
what
rate
do you want
Kluivert. I rate Kluivert. I like him. I like how direct he is. He's both-footed.
He's not as good as Patrick, but he's decent. He's decent.
Nah, he's never going to be as good as his dad, though, was he? He was never going to be that good. But yeah, I think he's the kind of player who would suit us. You know, he's young. He'll bring us something different in that he actually likes to take a shot from outside the box. Pepe's the only other one who I've seen do that for us in a very long time. But yeah, I'd take that. I mean, if we get anything from Mkhitaryan, we'd be lucky. So to get Kluivert would be brilliant business. Can't see us doing it, though.
Actually, I think this is a good one to end this before we leave. What league do you think plays the best quality of football? For me, I've always said this and I still maintain this. You know, whenever people say, what's the best? I say, La Liga plays the best quality football. Like top down in terms of just like everybody knows how to play. Like ball control, footballing brain, intricates, nice, everything. I always say, because you know what I always say? Is see, whenever I play like in the park, I go to like all other pitches to play. There's always a difference whenever I play with English guys as opposed to Italians or Spanish guys. And this is just me. So this is not knowing hitting on English guys and everything. This is just hard because whenever I play with like English guys, it's like there's a lot of shouting, the ball goes through. You'll see a few skillful players, but more so than not, it's mostly like running, get in, boom, boom. And so it's really like boom. But whenever you play with Spanish or Italian guys, there's hardly much is being said. And it's just very intricate, and the ball is just on the ground, and it's just pass. And I would say that. So I would say that
you know that reminds me of
La Liga. Just look at how, because see, the issue with La Liga is that if you're an inferior team playing against a Barcelona or Real Madrid, you have to play thugged out. So the issue is that you'll get pimp slapped if you try and play nice against a team like Real and Barcelona, hence why they keep getting pimp slaps. But that doesn't take away the fact that just in terms of football, well, people can say, oh, well, what is good football really? But in my view of good football, I would say La Liga from top to bottom, every team just plays well. So La Liga plays the best brand of football. Yeah. What about you guys?
What you're saying about the park, it just reminded me of that clip with Kaka in Hackney when the guy asked him to cut it back.
Like, excuse me?
Yeah, do you know who that is? But yeah, for me, the best league in terms of quality of football. I understand what you're saying about La Liga, but I find that football quite boring. It's too patient. It's too slow. The build up is too slow. I prefer to play with quality, at pace, moving the ball forward. That this side to side stuff, it bores me if I'm being honest. So that's why I prefer Bundesliga, because even the teams at the bottom of Bundesliga, they will try to play their own way of football, and it's always direct. That doesn't necessarily mean long ball, but it means we're going to try and get the ball into the midfield, from midfield to the forward, and try and get the ball wide, get a crossing. It's none of this. Okay, you go back here. Okay, pass to him. You move here, pass it, and 68 passes go past, and you're with the goalkeeper. Don't make no sense. So for me, I'd say Bundesliga in the fact, but that's why, again, like you said, a lot of these smaller clubs get battered by Bayern Munich because they can't play the same kind of football that Bayern are with the same quality. My cat's mashing up my camera. They can't play with the same kind of quality, but they still try and play that way and end up holding smoke. But I tell you who it ain't the Premier League. Yeah,
no,
the Premier League.
That's for damn sure.
Well, listen, tune in at 8 o'clock and you'll see Burnley playing the football that everyone will be drooling over. Two strikers up front. Chris Wood. Who's the other one?
Ashley Barnes.
Get at him. Show them that you're here.
Leave it in on him.
Come on. That is what football's all about.
Okay, so Nick, which league for you?
You go tell Sean Dyke in it to his face that and see what happens.
Leagues, I said which league plays the best? Tell me.
Championship.
The Brazilian league plays the best football. They do that. I think they do play good football. But no, I would actually say Bundesliga. Because I like the direct nature. That's why I like the Premier League. Being from England helps, but I like the direct nature of the Premier League. but it doesn't have the same technical ability of, say, a La Liga, where I think the Bundesliga is as close to a perfect blend of both. Yes, maybe the bottom team might get smashed by the top team more than it might happen in La Liga. I mean, to be fair, a few years ago in La Liga, that was regular. Everyone would try to go to Barcelona and Real Madrid and play football and get smashed 5-6 like normal. Barcelona and Real Madrid, I think their level is a bit lower now, so it's a bit more even. Or maybe there's some of the smaller teams have got better, whichever way you want to look at it. But I like the blend of direct but technical football more so than just the technical aspect of La Liga. And defending is so important in football. People talk about quality of football, we're only talking about going forward, attacking. But the ability to defend is an art that is being lost, but is so important, and you see it every day.
All right, well, guys, let's go see Burnley get that ass against Man City, shall we? It's been so good. So, guys, to remind you guys again, remember to join up on our Patreon. Support the boy, support H, support Devil, support Nick, so support the dude who didn't invite me to his daughter's birthday. Help us in, so become a patron to our guys, and then gain access to extra amazing content from all three of us. And remember to follow Devil and Nick's on Twitter in the description box below. Any final words before we be out of here, guys?
No, nothing much other than hopefully Man City can win to make sure that I just want the title race to just. I say race. I don't want Liverpool to get the C next to their name straight away. I want it to drag on a bit longer for my own personal reason.
You want them to sweat.
I want them to. Well, and they're not gonna. It's gonna happen, innit? So, but I just want them to be frustrated after every game. Oh, we ain't won it yet. Yeah. Oh, that's what I want. So, Man City, do your job. Chelsea lose against Man City on Thursday, please, and keep everyone happy.
Yeah,
guys. Peace to you out. We'll see you guys Thursday for the Q&A, guys. Peace out, guys. Peace.
Peace.
Peace.